Hey guys, I have a student that's struggling with, as he puts it, there's so many move choices. How do I choose? So, and I know a lot of people struggle with this. I know I used to struggle with this intensely. Uh, so there's two answers. Um, you're looking at a game that just a random game off the KGS active games list. One down, one queue, playing a game. They're not done. I just copied it. I'm going to use it for this. Um, so let's look at the two. So far, a great many move choices, right? Play anywhere you want. Which one to choose? Personal preference, whatever you want. Okay, so if Black wants to play here, okay, everything's fine. So far, just in the early opening, everything works. Okay, now there's some choices. How do we think about this? So let's start. I'm really hoping this is going to hit home to somebody. Um, what a lot of players are going to be thinking is, well, I need to play A or B to defend my stone. No, that's part one is, are you weak? No, it's equal. One black, one white. If white's weak, then black's weak. It's equal. So you don't have to play here. Okay, so we're back to a great many options. Which one should you choose? Well, there is an unfinished corner. A, pretty basic, nice big black area up there. Let's compare the bottom of the board to the top of the board. Looks like black's getting much more out of this than white is. Oh, well, maybe you'd like to come over and play A then. Still, whatever you want is going to be fine, but A is breaking up black's potential and you're living in there before it gets difficult. And while we're talking about A, should it be A or B? Most Q players will just say, oh, it doesn't matter. And in a lot of ways, it doesn't. But A is for stability, third line, stability, points. That's what it's for. Fourth line is for influence. Which one do you want here? There's no reason to play influence. There's nothing influential in black or white here. So stability and points makes more sense. Yes, you can play either. But if you apply, how should I think about this? Well, then play A. Well, what about I prefer B? I'm familiar with it and I want to start an opening that I'm familiar with. Okay, they're both fine, but they're very different. Okay, this white player played here. Okay. At this point, if you're familiar with it, you could say, I'm fine. Because you've decided, if I play away and he cuts, just settle. Black takes care of things, and you have a nice group up here. Everything's fine. If you know that, then you might decide to play away. If you don't know it, you should play here. You should stay here. Now the case, he stayed here. Okay. Let's go through what black should be thinking here. My student, he's thinking, well, for instance, there's a move like this that negates white's extension. And I'm alive here anyway. He can't stop me from, I'm alive as black. Everything's fine. Well, that's true. But white is you are crawling on the second line. That's not something we like doing. Third line, okay. Fourth line, great. So, boom. Black can do a lot of things. The A group is alive, but it's not healthy. We will press that group, and black will have to do some uncomfortable squeezing through things. So we generally like to respond. So not only are we alive, we're healthy with solid points. I'm kind of rambling here, trying to stay on course of how to think about this. So let's look at something. Black, white, black. Let's use an old Joseki. Both groups are finished. Let's define that. Let's bring this up to the fourth line. Black's not finished. That is to say, if white comes here, black does not want white to come under. Black's perimeter's not finished. So black needs to do something about that. So, fourth line, it's an open skirt. You have to have a reason to play here. If there's no reason, by all means, play third. Now you're finished. Now you're finished on that side. Now you can just play away. But if this stone's on the fourth line, you really can't play away. You've got to close the skirt somehow. Or you may want to close the skirt somehow. Okay. So this black player played fourth line. Why? Fourth line is for keeping the pressure up. Well, white's just going to be stable anyway. Okay, so that's not abuse. Well, it's also for growing. Well, white's over there. You can't grow. White can do it right now. So fourth line is like absolutely no reason. And this is something you can think about. So let me try to get back to this point. So the question that he posed to me was, how do I know? How could I know? So one way to know, and you've heard me say this many times, stop putting stones down. So you take it off. So our move, and we're about to play here. We go, well, Shygost said, don't put moves down. Okay, so I'm not going to put a move down. I'm not sure what that means yet, but I'm not going to put a move down. Okay, I'm twiddling my thumbs. The clock's running. Why am I not putting a stone down? Well, that's right. I'm supposed to think. And this is what bothered me when I was like one done. Think about what? I had no concept of what to think about. So we think about, so here, think about our groups. How's the A group? Well, it's going to live, but it's not going to be comfortable. Okay, so I'd like to do something there. Is there what's the characteristic there? Do you want to grow the A group? Is there something to attack? Well, I want to attack the B group. Well, whatever you do, white settles. So there is no attacking. White, if you settle, white settles. There's no attack. So what do you want to do? So we're thinking, right? So what do you want to do? I want to attack. You can't attack. White's going to stabilize. Okay, if I can't attack and I can't grow because there's not a black stone over there, I guess just finish the group at A, at C. Yeah, you just thought it through. So I'm trying to get this across. There are things to think about, and you can use the list, my 3 questions. That's that's the boiled down essence of how to think about things. Okay, I know I'm not saying these things well, but that question cries out. He's like, oh man, the student is like, I can't get there. And I'm saying, think it through, use the list. So here, am I okay? Well, not really. If there's something important, I can play away because I am alive, but I'm not really healthy. So is there anything else really important? No? Great. I get to defend my A group. Good. Third or fourth line. Well, what's the difference? Well, fourth line's for growing. I can't grow here, so white stone there. And for keeping the pressure up. Well, white's going to stabilize anyway. So not fourth line. You thought it through. Okay, let's look a little further. He comes up. That's I'm suggesting this is possible immediately, but white plays here, very appropriate. So now, where? Well, and let's look at this. We can double approach the white stone. We are at an advantage here, and we can get some profit. This is true. So here's let's look at the answer part 2. He was saying there's so many move choices. So one exercise, and do it. I mean, it's a great exercise. Mark all in your review when you're looking at whatever you're looking at. Mark all rational moves. So, for instance, a lot of Q players will play like A or B or something. That's irrational. There's nothing to do there. That's a strong white area, not something to attack. Well, where? Well, we know white would love to close his skirt as he attacks the corner. That would be nice. So, black playing A, which is great in the corner and stops white. B, which is terrible in the corner, but attacks white. C, which does neither. Oh, it's not a rational move. It's actually an acceptable move. It's just very hard to use appropriately. I'm not strong enough to begin to use it well. So A and B both do those. They're both rational. Well, what else? C and D to take advantage of white's ignoring. And then we notice that E is open skirt. Well, approaching the corner, we love playing in the corners, is the beginning of closing the skirt. You could just close it with something like F, but it's so passive. But still, it's rational. Closing our skirt, developing an area. Okay. Now, what about G? G doesn't take into consideration anything else on the board. It's irrational. Why play there? Because I've always had a thing for R14. Just the name R14 thrills me. Go do that on your own time. We're playing a game of Go. There's nothing on the board to suggest G's a big move. A, yeah, there's totally something. White can come down. It's a big area. A and B. F, okay. E, okay. C, D, yeah, these all make sense. What about G? Well, again, it doesn't deal with anything going on. And we always want to deal with the things that are going on. So any one of these will be okay. So if you like F, okay. But hasn't anyone ever told you you want to stay active? And F is completely passive. It's almost like it shouldn't be on the board, except there's a reason to put it there, so we put it there. So any of these are fine. Okay, black plays here, rational. White plays away, rational. Now, a 2-1, let's look at this for a minute. Let's say black to play. And I'm going to say black shouldn't play here. Now, this is not true. I'm just going to say it. Black shouldn't play here because now white gets first place. I can attack you. Or I can, if I want, I can take the corner and attack your group. I get first play. Now, that's silly. Of course, we're going to play here at some point. Well, what's this white move doing? He seems to be saying, oh, thank goodness. A approached me and I finally got back to it. No, 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 no. You can just ignore it. It's just one-on-one. Whoever plays there next gets the advantage. Whoever plays anywhere next gets the advantage there. There's no rush. If there's something else to do, we should do that first. And there is. He's got an open skirt. Hit the open skirt. Well, we're about to cut nasty. So black should kick. Does black want to get surrounded? I kind of think not. White did a lot on the left. Okay. So, trying to get back to the point, the student asked me, how do I choose the move? Well, there's moves of interest. So here, the active ones, A and B, stop white from doing the thing. Close the C skirt. Those are the two things. C is a need. You need to close that skirt or white's going to do some good stuff there. You owe a move there. You don't owe a move at A and B. If white plays there, yeah, it's nice for white, but wherever white plays next, it's nice for white. It's not a problem. C is a debt. A and B are simply big. Okay, so if this student I'm thinking about watches this video, will he go, oh, now I know what to do? Well, I know him. He's not going to say that. He's still going to be like, well, I'm still don't really know. So what should I tell him so that he does know? I say, hey, buddy, how many times have I told you? Use the list. Am I okay? Yes, everywhere. But what about my A-stone? One black, one white. It's equal. You're not in trouble. So don't defend. You might play A because of something else, like it's a big area. You want to play a corner move in a big area, at which point you probably play A and then jump out to B or something. But are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay everywhere. How about black? No, black's not okay. Black has a debt at A. But what about white B? That's big. Yeah, now it's Gote, and there's no debt there. It's just big. Black's weak. Oh, can I play? So I'm going to be bothering the knight's move here. As I do that, we're using the list now, back to the top of the list as white. As I'm messing with that knight's move, that weakness, can I help another white entity? No. Can I hurt another black entity? No. Can I hurt A? Can I bother that knight's move? And the third thing on the list is area, size. Can I do that in a big way? Yeah. Play on the side. You're playing, oh man, look at that area. White just did a huge thing. Okay. So the list gets you there. And it's not all that common that there's two paths. Like, well, they're both fine. No, use the list. It'll tell you where to go. Okay. So that's me doing a long spiel trying to address this issue. How can I get you 5Qs to think better? I had a massive desire to answer that question when I was 5Q. I just like, what and how could I, how do you play? I don't even know how to play Go as 5Q. I mean, I thought about giving up when I was 5Q. It's like, I'm just not getting it. And no one could tell me. All the strong players just said one thing: oh, play strong. Could you define that for me, please? I have no concept of what that means. No, they couldn't define it. So the list is the process to find good, solid moves consistently. Okay, so is there anything else interesting here? I haven't seen the game past here. No, we're good. Okay, so I hope, what's his face? Big T got something here, and maybe some of you others. If I'm missing something, if I'm not quite addressing a question, please ask, send an email, make a comment, something. I'd love to address it. My dream would be to all Q players go, now I get it. I had a student, he'd been playing 2 weeks when he came to me. And I told him, oh, you should go talk with other people. There's no reason to spend money. Get to learn the game a little bit and then come to me. He says, no, I really want to, I don't want to develop bad habits. So we started lessons and he did something. It's like one of the first times a student had done it. He actually listened and he did it. Got to one done like 5-6 months. He just shot up really strong moves of understanding. Yes, he got good. Anyway, that's it. I'm rambling as always. Catch y'all later. Bye.